Hi, I'm Carl-Ann Ferguson. I'm author of The Insightful Leader, and I'm an executive coach. And today's topic is childhood adversity and your rise into leadership. Now, you probably clicked on this video because at some level you are aware that the hardships you faced early in your life is what made you the leader you are today. You're bright, you're determined, you have leadership abilities that just seem second nature to you. And the piece that is missing is, how does it all fit together? How did your childhood adversity impact your rise into leadership? At a conceptual level, your response to your difficulties or trauma from your early years, and I'm talking about before the age of 25, and most likely in your childhood or teen years, led you to establish key beliefs about what it would take to be successful in this world. Now, in order to adhere to these survival beliefs, you needed to behave in certain ways, and the continuous use of those behaviors led to your amazing leadership strengths. Remember those absolute survival beliefs from childhood? Things like always look both ways before crossing the street, never ever talk to strangers. That is how you stored your survival beliefs, always and never. Always be the responsible one. No one else is going to come and save you. Always do your best. Anything less is not good enough. Always be humble. You know what? You're no better than anyone else. So next, you had to figure out what were going to be the behaviors that could prove that you could adhere to those survival beliefs. One of my survival beliefs was, never let them see you cry. Don't show any emotion. And this came when I was at the age of 6 in response to my dad, who would go into complete rage attacks whenever my sister or I would cry. Anytime an emotion would pop into my head, I would just shove it aside. And I'd go, okay, that doesn't matter. What matters is the facts. What are the pros and cons? And I could figure that out. And I became very highly analytic at a very young age. Another leader that I worked with had a mother who was constantly comparing him to the spelling bee champion during elementary school, and telling him when he was preparing for high school that he had to be the class Victorian if he was ever going to get into the best colleges. So he set a goal of always getting the A, and always going for 110% on every project. And this developed the highly desired leadership trait of focusing on results and having high standards of performance. Your adversity likewise created your survival beliefs, and those statements of never and always drove your behavior. And in turn, those created leadership abilities that got you noticed early as having leadership capability and potential. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim, you saw yourself in the role of being able to do something about it. Back then, you were wise beyond your years because you figured it out in a way to not only to survive, but to become better. Celebrate that fact. To learn more about how this process made you a great leader, but to also learn that when we over-rely on these strengths, they become the source of our most cringe-worthy leadership behaviors. Order The Insightful Leader. You can find more about it at theinsightfulleader.com.